Hi everybody, I want to talk to you about styles, more specifically formatting styles. What styles are collections of formatting. In other words, groups of maybe related formatting that you want to apply to various parts of your worksheet. The program comes with a variety of styles, and you can also make your own, and you can also modify the styles that they give you. So let me show you a little bit about applying the styles that they have given us, with the program. So if you take a look over here in the Home tab, in the Cell Styles area, we have a number of different styles. A lot of them have to do with color, bordering, font size, shading, formatting as far as your number with the currency and the commas and so forth. There's really nothing here that's complicated. It's all pretty basic stuff. All right. So you can do things like, well, let's say you took your title here. Okay. So let's say I was going to go in there and I'll take the title first, and I'll kind of select this whole range here, and then I'll do the merge and center on it. So I'll get it looking like that. See? So now what I can do is I can go over to the cell style, and I can maybe find one of the headings that might look good for it. So I can go through each of these, and you can kind of see what happens down below there. So you might pick something like this one here. All right, that's pretty cool. Now we might have this heading here of all of our column headings, I should say. Maybe select something like this, go over to the cell styles, and we can go on the heading, and we can maybe go with one of these, or maybe we can just go and put some color up there, or we can go ahead and just go maybe with something like this one here. Okay. Now the only thing that didn't do for us was it didn't also center it, so you might have to go in there and add the centering yourself like that. Now we do have our numbering here, and what we might want to do here is take all of this, go to our styles, and say, okay, I want to go with maybe the comma with no decimal place kind of format. Now I could have done exactly the same thing just using the comma format here, but it's neither here nor there. I'm not saying that these are all the best styles. I'm just kind of showing you what we've got here. So that's kind of like what you can do with the built-in styles. Now, the other way of working with the styles would be to actually create your own style, all right, or own styles. And I'm going to give you a little example here. Let's say on this tab here, I have pretty much the same data, but this has already been formatted and so forth. Now what we can do here with this, though, is we can actually take what we've already formatted here. So let's just pretend like this is something that we've already formatted exactly the way we like it, where we've got the color and borders, and we've got the particular font up here, and down here we've got the bordering and some coloring and so forth. So what we can actually do is go in and click onto an area that has the formatting that we like, that we've applied, and actually make a style out of that. All right, so here's how you do it. You click on to, let's say, this spot right here. We would go back up into Cell Styles. We would go down to where it says New Cell Style. And over here is a check marking of all that we've kind of done or not done to this area. So we don't have to go in and hit the format button and do any kind of choosing of formats and all that, because it's already built into this. See? So all we really have to do is just give it a name. So we might do something like maybe top title, we'll call it. And then once you've done that, you go ahead and hit OK. And now that's a style. So if I go back and click onto there, you can see that style right up there. So if I were to go back to my initial one here, I could click onto here, all right, go to my styles, choose top style, and there it goes. And that'll be it. All right, let's do another one here. Let's say we've got now this one here, which is giving us the background color it's making the headings centered, certain font, whatever. All right, so what we can do here is select that range just like that. Go back into the cell styles. Tell it that we want to do a new cell style. And now this one will be maybe our, we'll just call it the top heading, something like that. And then we'll go ahead and hit OK. And there we go on that. So later on, I'll just go back to the old one we had there. I'll select this range just like that. Go back to our cell styles. Click on the top heading, and there we go. Okay, so now the only drawback when it comes to styles is that the styles don't become global. In other words, whatever styles you've created, okay, which will be what you see here. So all these styles here that you've created will not appear in other worksheets or other workbooks, I should say. So any other file that you have that you then want to maybe use those styles that you created on them, the problem is they don't come over. All right, so you might say, well, that's kind of crazy. So if you didn't know any better, the most that you could do with this is create the styles and use them within this particular worksheet and not, or workbook or worksheet, whatever, but you won't be able to use them in other worksheets that you're working with, right? It's kind of stupid, right? So the way that you can get around that is that, let's say this file here that I'm working on right now. This is the one that we created the styles in. Now, I'm going to open up another file, okay? And I'm going to show you when we look at that file and we look at the styles there, they're not going to be available. But how do we bring them over? So here's what I'm going to do here. All right, so I'm just going to open up another file here. Give a couple seconds there. There we go. Okay. So now if I go in there and I look at the cell styles, let's say I want to, put that heading, the fancy font that we had there and all that up here. Well, if I go to cell styles, they're not there. So what I have to do is, while I have this open, I should also have open the file that the styles were originally created in, and that's already open. That's in the background. So what I would do then is I'd open up this file, all right, or have a new file, but it doesn't matter. Go back into cell styles, all right, and go in here to something called merge styles. So I click onto that, and then I click onto the file that those are in, and that's going to be in this one here, the 5020 file here, right? So I hit OK on that. It says you want to merge them with the same names. Yeah, I mean, it's bringing over everything, including the ones that we already have, right? So we just say yes to that. So now I'll go and I'll click onto here, all right? Go to cell styles, and then you'll see at the top here in the custom area, that one right there. So I can click on that one. There it goes. Might have to make it a little bit taller there, but that's okay. And then I'll go ahead and maybe select this range here. All right. Then I can go back into my cell styles and I can do the top heading on that, and there goes there. So that's how you'd make that work. And I know you're sitting there going, Chip, that seems a little bit too much. I mean, I always have to remember to open up that one file. And what if I create, some styles in one workbook, one worksheet, and then I do some new ones in another one and another one. How am I going to get them all together? See, that's the problem, in order to be able to pull them all together again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that file up. All right, get back to where we were. So really, that's about it. I mean, I'm not a real big fan of this feature. Now, I will tell you this. In Module 10 of the Excel videos, we talk about macros in that area. And I've always found that creating a macro that applies all the formatting to whatever area, I think that's probably the best way to do it. So really, instead of having styles, we use macros. And the macros then can be used on any file, you know, so even if you create them in file A, you'll be able to use them in file B, C, and D, and whatever, all right? So I'll just tell you that that would be the best way to go, you guys. So I hate to be kind of down on this particular feature, but it is what it is, and I'm not real impressed with it. But you know, if you like it, go ahead and use it. But again, it's going to be a problem. The only other thing I can tell you is that if you're really going to be into using the styles, you know, creating a whole bunch of styles, you might want to create them in a particular worksheet, all right? And then once you've done that, save that worksheet, or that workbook as well, but save that as a template. And then anytime that you are going to want to use those styles on a particular new worksheet that you put together, then what you would do is you would just bring up the template, you know, the template file, and that template then would have that particular style and or the collection of styles that you have in there. So what you would do, I mean, if you wanted to create a style or create a template, would be that you'd have, let's say you had this on the screen, you got the 2 or 3 styles in there, right? So what you would do then is you could hit the F12 key, okay? And the F12 key will take you into the save as, all right? Okay, and then what you would do is you'd go down here where it says save as type, and you'd say I want to save it as an Excel template, all right? And I already have something out there already, but you would give it a name. I'll just use that name, what the heck. All right, and that's it. And then you go ahead and hit save, all right? And I'll say yes to replace it there. Okay, now, so imagine now you go into Excel one day, and now you want to create a worksheet and be able to use those styles, right? So all you have to do then is just go into File, you go to New, all right? And you'd have in here something called Personal, see? So you click on a Personal, and there would be the file. You click onto it. It's already open. It's giving me an error because the file is already open, but I'll just hit OK on that. And let me just do this here. So I'll just close this up. All right, so now what will happen is you'll start up Excel one day, just like that, and then you'll go into New, all right, and you'll click onto Personal. There it is. You click onto it, and it opens right up. Now, of course, what you'd probably do is when you went to save it, you'd probably get rid of, you know, just maybe give yourself a new sheet, you know, like that. Get rid of the other ones and then go through that saving process. That way you're not always having to delete those all those tabs out of there, right? And of course, then when you've done this, then you go into the cell styles, and you'll see your 2 styles up there that you'd put together. So that would be it, you guys. So hopefully that is of some help to you. I appreciate you watching the video. Hate to disappoint you on this particular feature. But like as I said before, it is what it is. But if you can use it, great. I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching the video. Take care.